let's create a new project. I will use this type DVP series PLC. And let's create a subroutine. So now we are going to make a moto hours meter. So what we will need here is to add some elements. So I am going to add number display. At first, let's check our retentive ranges because it's moto hours meter. So I'm going to use D register, and let's check this block. So I'm going to use from D register from D2000. Okay, so let's create some variables. This will be seconds, just D2001 for example. This another variable will be minutes, D2002, and hours, D2003. I'm not sure for hours, maybe let's make it double word. Okay, so we are going to use system clock bits. Let's check the memory area. I'm not going to use a timer, I will use system clock bits, so we can use 10 Hz clock pulse or 1 Hz clock pulse. It depends on your cycle time, so for this example maybe I will use 10 Hz clock pulse, but if your cycle time is bigger than 50 milliseconds, this will not work well. So you should use 1 sec clock pulse. So at first I will use this one, but later we will use this one. Let's check. So the register was this one, right? Right. And we need to use trigger. Another variable we need to create. Let's take it like this, for example. I am using latched area, as I have told you. And this one is 10 Hz, so when it counts to 10, that means we have 1 second. So what we need to do, increment seconds. I need to add a condition, of course. So the condition will be this one: if cumulative is more than 10, more or equal. I'm using not just equal, but and more if something will go wrong with our data read. Will be better use this one instruction. Technically it should work normally if we will use just equal, but I want to be sure, so I will use move-n. And we need increment seconds and move 0 to this vowel, right? So move 0 to this. Okay, so now our seconds are incrementing. What I'm going to do now, if we will reach 60 seconds, we need to increment minutes, right? Increment minutes and move 0 to seconds, right? And I will copy this network, paste. If our minutes are 16, we need to increment hours. Hours is double integer, so double word. So just use like this, double hours, and move 0 to minutes. Okay, let's add the same in HMI. D 2001 will be seconds, right? I will make it like this. Let's make a bigger font, for example, bold, and we need word and signal decimal, 2 integers. Okay, so let's fix it a little bit like this. It's entering in the middle. We can add also 0 sign like this. So we have seconds. Now we will add minutes. Minutes is the same, 2 integers, and hours. For hours we are going to use double word, maximum, and let's hide 0. Okay, just like this, and I'm going to make it wider. And also we can add transparency text. So what was here? RL and bold, right? Can we change it? No. Like this, and paste. Okay, let's align high vertical centering, and let's draw rectangle here. Bring it back, and you can add a color for it, for example, main style. Let's select fixed. I don't like gradient, it's all up to you. And pick up any color. So save, communication settings, we'll check how it works, simulator, SE. Okay, it's not important for this. And let's go. Let's check our driver. Start it, okay. And download to communication settings, SE. Go online, PLC in stop mode, so just press run, and I would like to go online with this simulator. Okay, I see. I would like to align this to the right and go. So now we have 0 hours, 0 minutes and seconds here. It is counting. One thing we are missing in our program, I should add an option to enable or disable it. It is, let's pick up any address. Okay, this will be set enable. I'm online, I cannot create the symbol set enable. Okay. And just add a button to our HMI. Okay, now it's running. Let's select the color, for example, when it's off, make it red, when it's on, make it green, fixed text, running, stopped. Okay, make it bigger. Just pressed accidentally. What was this? Like this. Let's try now. Stop it. Let's activate it. And we see the time is clocking. But what I see now, it is not clocking well. It is possible it's a simulator issue, maybe on this clock pulse. Okay, let's try to use 1 second pulse, 1 hertz. So I'm going to change to this one, and here I need to leave one, not 10. It is possible it's a simulator issue, maybe because I see it is not clocking well here. It should be a half second off and a half second on. But I would like to check it. How to check? In work I have a real PLC, so I will check it on the PLC. One thing is we can try to use a timer at this point. Let's make it on the top. T0, let's count to 10 increments by T0. This will be, and here we need to add 10 and set enable. We need to reset our timer like this, I think so. Let's check how it's counting now. Oh, this is a trigger. Why it's not counting? This is already 1 second. Oh gosh, like this. Okay. Okay, now it is counting, but our timer accuracy depends on our scan cycle. So this is why I don't want to use the timer here. I want to use system register, because if our scan time will be, for example, 20 milliseconds, it is possible that every second we will be increasing our seconds time with value, not every second, but every second plus scan time, the maximum scan time. It will be from 0 to maximum, so every second we will get a small error. So I would like to use system register here, system clock bit, but I need to check. Oh, everything will be okay, because now when I'm using like this, I get an error. But I think it's a simulator issue. On the real PLC it should work well, but to be sure I would like to test it. Just check the running button is working well. Okay, this one is working. So this is our meter. What I need to do now is to go to work and check on the PLC. Oh, everything is okay. Okay, so I will enable this point. So now let's check. This is AS series PLC. I have used system clock 10 Hz. This is HMI. Real time clock. So let's check the accuracy, but now I see everything is okay. It's another type of HMI. So now everything goes well, I think. So let's make a days for this application, and I need to create another variable. It will be days double word 2005. Always forget to add. And here we have hours. If it's 24, move 0 to hours and increment the days. So I'm going to add one more variable here. It will be 2005. This will be days. Just check it. Okay, now our PLC is offline. Move. Here we must use demo because it was double word. Also at this point. Okay, just go online. The PLC is running. Let's start counting. I would like to add maximum values here just to check how our counter is counting days. So I will move maximum here, and 2 seconds will be faster if I will move this value, right? Okay. So it is counting well, and I think I have better solution. So we are going to use an option. Are we going to count days or are we going to count hours? So now it will be based on the days. I will need to change it again, right? Minutes, seconds, Okay, but if I will make this off, let's take the same. I need to download. Let's change the minutes, and seconds we can change to. Oh, already failed. Okay, hours, 23 minutes, 59. Now change the seconds. Check. It should count hours. Days will not be increased. Okay. So now we have a function. It is working. What we can do is to make a function block, export later with this function block, and we can use it in our project. So let's make a function block name. It will be, we are going to make this function block for DVP series PLCs, and AS series PLCs have different system memory areas. So now I'm going to make this function block for DVP series, and later I will make another function block for AS series PLCs. So we will have two different options, for function block for one type of PLC and another function block for another type of PLC. So let's make a name, moto power meter. Password we will not need. Moto power meter. Let's make a command. No command. Let's moto power meter version number 1, for example, right? What I'm going to do now, I need to create variables here. So let's start with word registers. So this will be seconds. Already have this type of variable in my seconds. Not sure. I think let's do like this. Another will be minutes. Word. Input output. And hours. Input output. This will be double word. And another point will be days, double word too. The hours. Another point we need a bit will be just input. Clock, and let's make 1 hertz, not a milliseconds like we have tested, but I think I'm going to use 1 second clock pulse. If your PLC scan time will be bigger than 5 100 milliseconds, then this will not work, but 500 milliseconds is very big value for PLCs, so for my application, for my project, it will not be bigger than 500 milliseconds, so I can use this clock pulse. So let's make it will be bool type. What we need more, we need enable bit will be bool type, and we will also need enable day, yes, and enable days. Let's make a command to enable the counter to count days. It is not converting, so we are going to use this bit based on system register, normally open or normally close. We are not going to change it in our HMI or something else, because if we will have, for example, 2000 hours and we will enable days, so this will not be converted into days. The hours will not be converted into days. We will increase just the days just by 1 day, and we'll set hours to 0. Technically we could count hours all the time and make a conversion, but I'm not going to do this. It is not important for me, because I will select enable days only one time and we will start counting from 0, so it will be okay by using this type of function blocks. Okay, so now we need to go check our program. I will try to copy everything and paste it here. Sometimes the copy doesn't work well. Copy. Paste. Okay, so this one be enable, right? Enable. This will be clock pulse. We can add it here for relay. Yes, we are going to use 1 second, so let's try like this, and I will increment it like this, and instead of M100 I'm going to use like this. Here we have seconds, here we have, did I make this? Seconds, minutes, hours, days. Okay, I need an internal register. This will be just a variable. I don't need it, or need. If seconds, oh gosh, I don't need this. Increasing seconds. Seconds goes to minutes. Seconds, hours, minutes, minutes, hours, days, hours, and this will be enable days, right? Right. Maybe I will add this enable bit only here. 1000. Just try to do like this. Compile. Everything is okay or not? Okay. So now I'm going to delete everything, and we will try to use this function block. Put it here like this. Moto hour meter. Okay. Enable seconds. Now we need to select our address. So I select this one, minutes, hours, days, clock, 1 hertz. This one, enable. What variable I did? Here I set enable, and this one will be to enable the counter to count days. So at first we will try without counting days. This is normally closed contact. This is always false, so I'm not going to count the days. Let's try to go on to PLC and check how it's working. Enable. Now it's working, okay. Just say set days for 0, minutes to 59, hours to, did I press hours, 23, and seconds 55. Let's check. Okay. What's wrong with this? Okay. Function block, I need to change this one. This is normally open. No. No load. Always test, always test. We all make mistakes. So I was testing before just another way. Let's go back, set it to enable, minutes 59, hours 23, seconds 55. Okay, now our hours are clocking in this way, but once I will change it to enable days, this will be increased by 1. See? But the point I have told you before, if I will use disable days now at the beginning, and for example we will have many hours, 2000 hours, and one day we will decide to make it enable days, so this 2000 hours will not be converted. You see, just one has been added. We could add an instruction inside for checking let's try to do this, or not try to do this. We can try to do this, but we need more variables here. If hours are more, okay, so we need to add an array double word. This will be calculation, okay, conversion will be internal. So at this point we need, what we need to do, we need divide. I will delete this. Hours divide by 24 and move the answer to conversion. Okay, now we need to add double move and double move. So conversion should we write 0 or 1? Maybe 0. This will be our answer. We need to move it to days. What once? Okay, I need to add another type. It will be double word to temp, and now let's try to make this days plus temp will be equal days, and hours we need to move this one to hours. Not sure it will work. Let's try. Let's try how our conversion works. But it will convert only when we will change from from hours to days. Let's check how it is working. Now it is in days, so let's test it in hours. Enable 23, 59, 55. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's try to add more hours. For example, 100. So now we should get 4 days and 4 hours. Once I will switch it to this, right? But the hours has been disabled, wasn't moved. To move to hours. I need to delete this. I don't need it anymore. Okay, let's test again and again and again. Hours. Now let's test it on just on the hours. Hours. Three minutes 59 seconds 55. Let's check. Okay now, and let's try to do like this. Hours. Let's set it 100 and let's change this bit. Will be for 4 days, 4 hours. Now it is working correct. But only to one side. Now if we'll press this one to this one, as you can see, we still have days here, but we will count in hours. Should we do conversion to another side? Maybe. Because we are doing function block and we want to have it as much universal as it could be. So let's go to our function block and enable days. If we are switching enable days to hours, we need to multiply days by 24 hours. Let's move it to temp, and then we need to add this to hours, right? So it will be the add temp plus hours and move to hours, and also we need move 0 to days. Zero. Let's test. So now I'm going to use a register here. For example, not M1000 but M1. For example, M1. So I could reset it. Enable so once I will enable days, it will be 1 day, and let's change the days to bigger value. So add some hours, for example 5, and now we have 100 days. So let's switch. I would like to see how 100 days, this will be so much hours. So oops, no. Let's switch it again to other side. On 100 days, 5 hours. Now it's working. We can select which one model we want to use. Change hours for 100, so it will be 4 days. Set on 4 days, 4 hours. Set off 100. Nice. We have made a very good function block. Disable counting. Yeah. So what we are going to do now, I will save the project, and I'm going to export this function block. How to do this? Need to press export function blocks. Okay. Select the function block. File name will be both fb dvp series PLC and moto power meter version 1. For example, like this. Exported successfully, So now here is the point why I have used this function block. Let's check what I can do. I can add another function block just for curiosity, like this, right? Okay, and I am going to use other registers. This was be 2000. Let's select another, for example, M10, M11, T100, clock, use the same, and let's move it to PLC. So now we have two function blocks. If I enable this one, it will be counting hours, and I can enable another counter and count days. And we are working independently. For example, for this one we can use days, for this one we can use hours. For this I have used not latched memory areas, so once I will stop the PLC, just change hours, for example, to 20 and minutes to 20. I will stop the PLC and I will run it again, and as you can see, this was resetted. We need to enable. Okay, this should be latched, or I can use here. Let's make it like this. One will be counting for days, another will be counting for minutes. Let's change that one more time. 5 hours, 5 minutes. And now I will stop the PLC. Let's imagine I am switching off the power. Then I will switch on the power. And this one, oh, I need to enable this one. You can use the same address here. So now this one is counting moto hours. This one is counting moto hours, but it always resets when we switch off the power or re-upload the program to PLC or whatever we do if the PLC has been stopped. So technically we can check how many days or hours a working machine is working at all, and for another counter we can check how long machine is powered on and working. So this will be for all the time. This will be from the last power on, and we can add more and more with meters depending on different different conditions. Maybe we will need to check how long one component is working, for example one motor, and another could be for another motor, and so on and so on and so on. So this enable bit will be different, can be different for function blocks. Okay, so now we have made this one. What I would like to do now, I will create another project, and I will try to make the same on a S series PLC. Oh gosh, I'm looking in wrong direction. Let's take this one, for example, AS test. Let's make a program, whatever it is. Let's make a function block. New function block. Moto power meter. Version 1. You can add a password here if you want. I will try to copy. I'm not sure I will succeed by copying. We can close HMI. Now we have function block, and we can easily see it on the function block. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to export these global symbols, local symbols, desktop, local symbols, and I will try to import them here. Import local symbols. Let's check how it will work. Okay, it was imported and exported well. So now I'm going to copy these two networks, paste them here. Oh, you don't want to do this. Copy. I don't want to write everything manually. Okay, let's try to do like this. Copy. Here we have to use system memory 400. It does not allow. Okay, enable clockers. Clockers. Here is the point. Enable clock. We will have small issue here. I will show you later. Increment. Will be second. Why it's in different sides? Come on, Delta. Okay, more or equal seconds more than 60, increment and move, right? Increment, minutes, move 0 to seconds, right. Another, if it's more than this, can we oops, I will try to copy paste. If minutes are more than this one, we move to increment. This will be double increment hours and move to minutes, right. Enable days, double word, hours 24, divide hours by 24, move to conversion, hours by 24, move to conversion, move, remove, conversion 0, temporary, what the hell is wrong, conversion 0 to temporary, and then the add days to temp, and move days and demove, conversion 1 to hours, delete, another network, enable days, falling trigger, I will add it later, it's a different, days by 24, and move to temp, what I did, demove days by 24, why it is not temp, this was okay, it is using a little bit different. Okay, this one needs an area. I will add another temp 2 and the data type will be array of double word. Yeah, temp 2, okay. The add temp hours. So now will be temp 2 0 hours and move to hours. 0 to days. Move 0 to days. Okay, now we need to add the triggers. So this one only support, I'm not sure it support this one or not support this one. Let's try to compile. Okay, this type of trigger is not supported. It supports only this type of trigger, and we need to add a memory. Trig 1 var type bool. Trig 1, this one will be trig 2 type bool, and here we need to add falling trigger. Trig 2. Let's check how it works. Okay. Seconds, minutes, hours, days. Clock. Which one was? This one, right? Oh. System. No. I need 1 second. Yes. Enable M0. Enable days M10. And tools, communication, simulator, start. Let's check. Run. Okay, enable minutes 59 seconds 50. Okay, it's first hours 23 seconds 55. Let's check how will days increase. No, the days will not increase because it's this. So now let's try to increase days. 1 day, 0 hours. Let's add 20 hours. Set off. 45. Set on. 20 plus 1. Set off. Okay, I think it's working. So the point why I have added more and equal, for example, if will be here minutes, for example, minutes are equal to 60, not more and equal, but just equal. And for example, here I will make a mistake. I will add, for example, 65, right? now it will be okay, it will be converted. But if it will be equal, it will never convert it. It will keep adding minutes and never hours. This is why I have used more than, more or equal. I mean, ok, I am happy with this product. Let's go to function block and try to export it. Moto hours meter. Let's check the name of this one. Copy, paste, and here will be AS series PLC. Moto hour meter version 1. Let's go to desktop and let's check. We have the same file type, so only in the file name I have added which one series PLC it supports, because this one I cannot import. I think so. Let's try to import it to our AS series. Import desktop DVP. Failed import, yes, you can see. But if I will press import AS exist, blah 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 blah. Okay, but so now I will delete it. And delete it from here. Import. I create a new project. I go to my function blocks catalog, select the function block, press import, open my program, drag and drop function block, give it a name. I can define globals, create a new table, for example, function blocks. It doesn't matter. This one can be deleted. And here I just decide which address. If I want to use retentive range, I use retentive range. If I want to use not latched, so I use not latched. On AS areas PLC, for latched areas you must open hardware configuration. My PC is so slow. I think I have mentioned it or not. Okay, one more time. System settings and select here start end addresses, G addresses, latched. You can change here or just go to your program and use, for example, here 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, yes. And you don't need to make a ladder diagram again and again and again. It's enough to drag and drop function block and here just select the addresses. The logic is inside here. So I hope you will open your ISP soft and you will make example like this and export these libraries to your, this function block to your local library, and you can use it later in your project. I could upload it to some file, maybe to Google Drive, but I will not keep it for a long time, so make your own. Make your own. You have a good example how to make it. Everything has been recorded. And like always, if you like it, press like. If you want to subscribe, press subscribe.